So late last night I posted my Grogu speed draw video. I wanted to get it out before the Mandalorian finale, season 2 finale, aired, because I not only recapped episodes 6 and 7 of the season, but I wanted to give some predictions and a little wish list of what I wanted to see in the finale, which aired today. So literally an hour before Disney Plus made that show available at midnight, I just posted my video, and like I said, I just wanted to get it up before the show aired. So got my video up, went to bed, and then I woke up and I was excited to watch the show today. And I usually don't do videos like this, but I literally just watched the season finale, which was phenomenal. There are going to be spoilers in this video if you haven't seen the episode, the finale of The Mandalorian season 2. So go ahead and watch that, come back to this video. And what I wanted to do is, because in my Grogu video I talked about predictions, I wanted to review my predictions, what I got right, what I got wrong, and then just give my general impressions on the episode. So one of the things I said was I wanted to see Mando kind of recruit some of the other characters we've met through the season and kind of, get them all together and go on the quest to rescue Grogu. So obviously the first one of the first scenes in the episode was, Mando and Boba Fett going to a cantina on some planet and, recruiting Bo-Katan and another Mandalorian to come. So that was a good prediction and part of my wish list. We did see Bo-Katan come back, and obviously she's looking for the Darksaber, which Moff Gideon has, and she definitely has a vested interest in helping because she wants that Darksaber. I did also predict that we'd see Ahsoka, or at least I was hoping we would. Ahsoka was not in this episode, so Ahsoka apparently will just go off into her own show, and we'll see her when her show airs in a year or two. The next thing I talked about was I wanted to see an epic battle, and I thought it would end up on some planet that we haven't seen before, like Nar Shaddaa or something. And that was mostly because I had heard rumors around the internet, other videos from other YouTubers talking about that. So the episode just kind of ended up on the light cruiser, Moff Gideon's light cruiser, and we went there, and that's where the whole episode pretty much took place. So they go to the light cruiser, they board, they had stolen a shuttle Tidarium, crashed into the bay, and then with the small amount of crew, obviously it's not like a normal Star Destroyer where there's thousands and thousands of troops on the Star Destroyer. It was a small crew operating, so the Mandalorians, Cara Dune, Fennec Shan, and obviously Mando could now go, and they had a plan to go find Grogu, dispatch the Dark Troopers, or at least incapacitate them, and then take Moff Gideon. And obviously Bo-Katan wanted to face off against Moff Gideon so she could regain the Darksaber and restore Mandalore and be their leader. So all that stuff happened. So I wouldn't call it an epic battle, but it was a good battle. They dispatched of all the stormtroopers that were on there, all the officers, got down to a crew of one, which was Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon's holding Grogu in the cell and, threatening to kill him. And Mando gets in there, obviously, and I also predicted that they would have and this wasn't really a prediction because everybody had been talking about it, but Mando with the Beskar spear against the Darksaber. The Beskar, it's been constantly said that lightsabers can't penetrate the metal like of pure Beskar. So obviously he had his Beskar armor, he had his Beskar spear, and we knew there was going to be a face-off. So I did predict that Boba Fett would be a part of the battle and he would kind of swoop in and kind of save the day last minute, but that didn't happen, as he kind of, after being the distraction for the shuttle Tidarium to crash into the bay, he just took Slave One and went into hyperspace, and we didn't see him for the rest of the episode. However, Mando defeats Moff Gideon on his own, but he ends up claiming the Darksaber, obviously, which is an issue between him and Bo-Katan, because in order to claim the Darksaber, you have to defeat whoever is holding it. You can't just hand it over. So that's obviously, as a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of channels are talking about, that's going to be an issue maybe in season 3 of The Mandalorian, where it looks like Mando's going to join Bo-Katan's crew and be part of that story. So that's all good. And then obviously Grogu got saved. So again, I was very glad. I thought from some of the other YouTube videos, at least their titles, that it was going to turn out that Grogu reached out to a Sith when he reached out on the Seeing Stone on Tython, and I thought a Sith was going to come and claim him, and it was going to turn out he was evil, and I was like, that's horrible. I hope that's not what happens. And very good that whatever channels I was looking at, that they were wrong, or maybe they were trying to have clickbait or whatever for their videos. So Grogu obviously is not evil. He's rescued by Mando, and then they get the Dark Troopers, which were ejected into space, fly back to the ship, go through the force field, and now board a whole platoon of Dark Troopers is coming. They're all on the bridge with Moff Gideon as prisoner, and basically their weapons are defenseless against the amount of Dark Troopers that were waiting outside the blast door. So all of a sudden, an X-Wing fighter appears out of nowhere, and I at first thought this was just one of the New Republic soldiers we had seen in a couple episodes, and I didn't think much of it. But then all of a sudden, a hooded figure gets out. We see it on the security cams on the bridge of the light cruiser, and it's Luke Skywalker. We see the green lightsaber. He didn't really reveal his face until much later after he defeated all the Dark Troopers, but you see the green lightsaber. I recognize Luke's lightsaber anywhere as hilt. So even when I saw the green lightsaber, I still wasn't convinced it was him yet, but you saw the gloved hand, and then I saw his hilt, and I'm like, that's Luke. I was pretty stunned. And I mean, this was an emotional episode, this part of the show. If you're a big Star Wars fan, if you go way back, it was amazing to not only see Luke back in Star Wars, but kind of the way he was in Return of the Jedi. I mean, this is only set a couple years after Return of the Jedi. Luke's obviously out there trying to build the Jedi Academy, and that was just amazing to see. So he kind of everybody's talking about how this scene was reminiscent of the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One, where he just basically dispatched everybody using the Force and his lightsaber, all of the rebel soldiers on the Corellian Corvette. So that was really awesome to see. So obviously one Jedi can dispatch all the Dark Troopers. He basically didn't even break a sweat, defeated all of them, and then they let him in. And then this is where it got hard. This is where I'm not so sure how I feel about this part of the show. Mando asks Luke if he's a Jedi. Obviously, Luke says yes. He asks Grogu to come with him. Mando says he doesn't want to go with you, and Luke says, "Well, he wants your permission. He's asking your permission." And then Mando holds Grogu, brings him up to his face. He's touching his helmet, and Mando takes his helmet off. Obviously we're starting to get to where he's comfortable taking his helmet off in front of people. But I thought it was really touching when he was really face to face. I don't know if Grogu's seen his face before, so this might have been the first time, obviously, and it was just a good moment. It was a hard to watch goodbye between those two, because one of the things I was hoping was that they would still be involved, even though I knew Grogu needed to be trained. I wanted to see him and Mando kind of still be together and be a team. And obviously he's got to go with Luke Skywalker to be trained. And Luke said to Mando, until he's trained in the ways of the Force, he'll never be safe. So he needs to come with me, and kind of implying he needs to come with me. I'll take good care of him. I'll defend him with my life. And so as horrible as goodbyes are, the nice thing was, as a fan, he's going away with Luke Skywalker. He's going to be safe. He's going to learn the ways of the Force and be trained. And I guess that would be the best alternative if he can't be with Mando. Luke's the next best person that he should be with, and it was hard to watch the separation. Obviously, Mando looked like he was about to break down in the scene as we watched Luke walk off with Grogu and get into the elevator to get back on his X-wing. Another thing, we got to see R2-D2. I did not expect that, even if we saw Luke, and I did predict that there would be another Jedi coming to kind of save the day, and obviously Luke Skywalker. But it was awesome to see R2-D2 in the episode, and it was also great to see R2 react to Grogu and Grogu react to R2, because it goes back to the Empire Strikes Back when Luke landed on Dagobah and he's R2's confronted with Yoda for the first time, and so that was just a good moment. Obviously, R2 recognizes the species, and other YouTubers are also saying that it's possible that R2 even knew Grogu because he was around the Jedi Temple at the time Grogu was being trained as a Padawan. So now I want to talk about how I feel about this episode in the show as in general. I thought the episode was great. It was a little less epic than I thought it would be. I loved the whole thing. I mean, there was nothing there's nothing I wouldn't say that was not great about the episode. It was, and on top of that, just as a season as a whole, the way it built and the way it really called back to the original Star Wars, I thought it was a great show and a great episode, great finale. And now we're leading into other seasons, and so what's going to happen now? Like, I'm glad Grogu's going to get trained and he's with Luke, but will Mando ever see? And Mando said, we'll see each other again, And I hope that's the case. I hope when we get to season 3, Grogu does come back and is part of, whatever Mando's doing. We had 2 seasons where Grogu and Mando kind of were inseparable, and they looked after each other and they helped each other. And I would hate to see Mandalorian go on and not have Grogu be part of it, at least, part way. Obviously, he's going to go get trained as a Jedi, and maybe he'll be a little older. Maybe they'll time jump a little into the future. And I hope that Mando joins Bo-Katan's crew. I think it'd be a good kind of plot point and story arc for his character, because I think that'll be interesting to get them to restore Mandalore. So those are my general thoughts. It was really hard to watch Grogu get separated, but I loved the episode. I'm glad he's not evil. I should not read anything until I see the episode for myself. So, but it was really great. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Oh, and I should talk about there was a scene after the credits with Boba Fett going to Jabba's palace, and obviously Jabba's been dead since Return of the Jedi. What was weird was Bib Fortuna was in charge of the palace. And I thought Bib Fortuna and a lot of the other characters that were in that scene died on the sail barge. Like, the sail barge was blown up in Return of the Jedi. All of those guys were on it. So at least I thought they were. So I don't know how Bib Fortuna is still alive, but he's not anymore, as Boba Fett took him out and assumed the throne in Jabba's palace with Fennec Shand. So, and then that leads us to the final words of the episode, saying, the book of Boba Fett is coming in 2021. So Boba Fett's getting his own show. I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't know what it was going to be about, but that's going to be interesting. Liked the whole episode, liked the characters, I liked the way it turned out, but I'm a little sad that Grogu is gone away. So let me know your thoughts on the episode. Put your comments in the description, or put your comments in the comment section below. I will link to my Grogu video that I did yesterday if you want to see my predictions on this episode and my summary of episodes 6 and 7. That's all I got to say. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.